Hello, I am Bursting Clawjaw.
Hi, Burstin' Clawjaw.
Dual Bone Crusher.
Hi, Thule Bone Crusher.
Iona of the Willows.
Iona of the Willows. And I'm Plunk. So,
Plunk the Smelly Man.
welcome back to our Harrowlands game. Let's do a little recap of what happened. So, we were introduced to our characters. We were first introduced to Thule Bone Crusher.
Not me.
And then Burstin' Clawjaw. And then Iona
Of the
of
Willows.
the Willows. And then the party all met Plunk and discovered that you were all going to a place called Crag Hall Academy. And Plunk was a little smelly. So
Smell the card.
We're about there.
traveled through Saxaland, and you're about here where you saw the frozen giant Gripa. Okay, do you want to put those down, buddy?
This is Bursting. He's going to turn to stone.
Okay,
He's turning to stone.
so we're gonna pick up where we left off.
Bursting Stone.
Cool.
You're riding along the road, and the big towering rock of Gripa is fading behind you, and it's kind of going quietly. Plunk, not really talkative. He doesn't say a whole lot. You ask him some questions, you kind of get one word answers, and not a whole lot of conversation. There's not a lot of people on the road. You pass another wagon that is coming down, going south, and they are carrying a load of pumpkins. And the driver, as you kind of approach and get close, you see that the driver is kind of looks in a surly mood, and is like rubbing his neck, like his neck hurts, and just it's that. And as you say hi when you're passing, he just kind of looks at you and keeps riding on. You see these little tiny buildings off the road, and you don't know what they're. And Plunk says, those are beehives.
What can I see? Saxaland of beehives.
Those are beehives. But there's not a whole lot of bees around. That's unusual. Usually this place is buzzing. Oh well. And that's the extent of that. And you start to ride on a little bit further. And Burstin, you hear something. You hear like this deep thrumming from far off. And your ears are really sensitive, so you hear it, and it gets louder and louder until everybody can hear it. And you see this big wave of bees flying down the road towards the wagon.
I'm not a really big fan of bees.
Don't worry. Bees are friendly. They won't bother us. We go through this all the time. And as the thrumming and humming and buzzing gets louder and louder, the bees kind of start to surround you. And they're not acting like regular bees. They're starting to like bump off of you and kind of crashing into you and thunk. And
Excuse me, sir. My family had beekeeping people in the village next to us, and I don't recall when I was forced to get honey, the bees actively doing this.
Oh. Ow. Oh.
why don't you? That's a good point, Iona. Why don't you roll discern realities? So that's on your basic moves page.
I'm going to closely study a situation or person.
So roll your clever to see if you can see what is going on with the bees. It's always 2d6.
Clever 2. Ow. Ow. Ow.
I have a 9.
You have a 9.
I can choose one question.
Okay.
Mom,
What?
you have to. Oh. Dice too.
Okay, next time I will next time.
What did you
Okay,
say?
he wants me to roll this.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What about the... So you can kind of ask any question. So you can be like, discern reality. You could say, what seems off about the bees, what, or...
Oh, can I not ask the bees a question?
This is your discerning reality, so you're trying to... You can ask me a question.
Oh,
You can ask the bees a question,
Why are
too.
the bees surrounding us?
The bees seem... They're not near their home, so they're out swarming, and you're somewhat familiar with bees. But this is not usual behavior. They seem a lot more confused and maybe aggressive.
Excuse me, Plunk, sir?
What?
These bees are...
Bees! They get in my face.
Yes. Speaking of face, these bees are aggressive, sir. They do not like this area, sir.
Yeah, I think maybe you're right. Let's get out of here. And so he tosses the reins to get the horses to go a little bit faster to get out of the thing. But the bees are starting to get all in your face, and it's kind of all over. And he's trying, and it's getting to the point where it's almost hard to see the road. And every once in a while, you'll get a little bee sting. Ooh. Then...
Ouch! It got me.
Then you feel the wagon. And I think you hit a rock.
I like racks.
But Plunk falls backwards into the wagon and bonks his head on it. And it looks like he's starting to fade. And he's like, get from the... And he's out, unconscious. And you hear a... to make sure that he is out of sorts. What are you going to do
Without Plum.
without Plunk?
What do you
So-
think he was telling us to grab?
We have a quest for you.
Should I read it?
Yeah, go ahead and read it.
From the bumblebees, prevent the horses from getting too many stings. Uh-oh. The horses don't like bees either. The bees are agitated. Can they be calmed or dispersed? The quicker you move along the road, the less time you will spend in the swarm. The horses need to be protected or inspired to move quickly. There might be some helpful supplies in the wagon. Don't forget your basic and custom moves.
Okay, so what we are going to do is we have
What's this?
This is
This.
a close-up map.
is a map of where we are going, but Daddy didn't pay attention to how he's setting it up, so this probably goes
A little bit like Oregon Trail.
a little bit like Oregon Trail. You guys know Oregon Trail, right?
No, they haven't played it yet. Because, you know. D-E-A-T-H. Okay, let's look over our basic moves.
So,
What can you do, Burstin? Let's see. If you attempt to aid somebody, you can interfere with somebody.
It says interfere.
It's kind of like jumping in front of or interrupting.
I'm an aid.
Okay.
You can
So-
talk it out. You can volley, hack and slash. Defy danger.
What does defy do?
Defy danger means you do something when it's dangerous. So what we can do is I'll have you tell us what you want to do, and then we can choose which of these
Hack and slash.
which of these applies to what you want to do. Now,
I would like to
you
do
see-
thunder touch.
okay. You see in
No,
the back.
fell
You
over.
see in the back.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because he fell over. You see in the back there are 4 chests. 1, 2, 3, 4 chests that have supplies in them that you haven't checked out. There's other ones that have your things, and there's some that have food and water. Those we're not going to really worry about just yet, but there are.
Thul, help me look through these crates.
Now I should do that.
We have. And the bees are coming near you. And oh, there's so many bees. So,
Those are some cute bees.
what?
Yeah.
They're angry bees.
Yeah. Totally angry, cute bees.
What do you do?
Thul, help me look through these crates. He said to get something. Maybe we need to get something?
Probably a weapon to kill them.
Okay, let's open up the crates, don't you think?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna do hack and slash.
Okay.
So you start to open. Let's open them one at a time. And see what's in them. Now, Burston, you noticed that as the bees are around you,
They hate noise.
do you think they hate noise? Yeah. All right. So, all right. Well, let's show what we've got in this crate. So you open your first crate, and the bees are bumping on your head and getting in you, and you felt a sting here, and there's iron filings, a smoke bomb, rune sticks or rune tines, and bells.
Oh, what if we use the smoke bomb? I hear that bees don't like smoke.
Yeah.
So,
That's how we used to calm them before we gathered our honey in the other village.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
What if I
Hey.
do hack and slash?
Why don't you hack and slash anything that comes near us in the smoke?
So Burston, or actually, why don't you roll spout lore?
Spout lore? Where's
Spout lore.
Oh, spout lore.
Yeah.
Me? Stink bomb.
I have a 7.
Why don't you both roll spout lore?
Something interesting.
Okay. So,
If you roll under 6, you gain experience.
Oh.
2. 2
Um,
and 2.
What is 2 and 2? Why don't you put 2 fingers up and 2 fingers up?
4.
Okay.
1, 3.
okay, so you have 4.
4.
So,
Did you know?
I gain experience now.
okay.
Did you
just a
know that bees were first made by the dwarves out of gold, and smoke reminds them of the underground forges?
Yeah.
That's probably a good thing. I bet you they won't attack us if we do the smoke.
second. Okay. So, that's a good thing, Iona. You're trying to think, because you're fairly familiar with bees. You didn't have bees around, but you were thinking, but you're trying to think, but the bees just get in your mouth right now, and you're just like, and they're all in your face, and making it so hard to see and breathe. Luckily, your fur pelt is keeping the bees off of your head, but they're starting to just get on, and you're trying to get them, they're in your face really bad. What do you do?
Hack and slash.
Do you want to do hack and slash?
I would do smoke bomb.
Okay, we'll get there.
Slash.
You want to do hack and slash. So you just start clawing and snapping and snarling and biting. Why don't you roll?
2 square dice. All right, you get the
I
bowl
rolled a
out of
4.
it.
No. Roll again.
Well, yeah, get the bull out of there.
Yum, yum.
Okay, go ahead.
I get experience.
Okay, go ahead, sweetie.
I've gained experience.
Okay, we'll do yours in a second.
5. 6.
5 and a 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
5 plus
So,
6.
you just start knocking bees down and getting them all. You're like, and you're doing hurting a lot of bees around you, and to get them out of your face, and so your face is now clear, and you're good to go again. Thule, you also tried to spout lore. And you're from the tundra. You don't really know anything about bees. And so you're like, no. So let's mark you gain an experience for your failed roll for thing. But
What if I do the smoke bomb?
okay, well, we'll get there. We'll get there. We're not quite there yet.
Smoke bomb.
Because you did your spout lore first. The problem is...
Stop, guys.
The problem is that Burston started swatting these bees out of his face, and he swatted some over towards you, and the bees were frenzied. And so now you've got some angry bees, and they start trying to sting you.
But I need to do Thunder Touch.
Thunder touch. Okay, so
Roll.
let's roll Defy Danger to see how your thunder touch works against the bees.
5 and a 3.
All right, and let's do 5 and a 3. So let's
That
say
makes 8.
that's 8, and we will say that is tough. So let's do +2.
Yeah.
So what's 8 plus 2?
8 plus 2.
Feathers.
9.
9.
I can
Nope. 8 plus 2. 9, 10.
10.
10. So, you. And the bees all around you are pushed away. And so this angry swarm gets pushed away. And these ones kind of climb in. But these ones are pushed away for a little bit. And since you rolled so highly, even though you don't really know anything about bees, you have heard that the bees, they can sense when there's a thunderstorm around because of the energy in the air, and they like to hide from the thunderstorm. So you kind of remembered that because of your thunder lore. So, all right, so these bees are now pushed away, and we've got more bees. Iona, what are you gonna do?
I'd like to light the smoke bomb and get the horses going, please.
Okay, so you want to light the smoke bomb first?
Yes.
Okay,
So as to carve a path.
all right. So you pull out the smoke bomb, and she uses her fingers. So you see her, just 2 fingers, and then her fingers get red hot, and she pinches the thing, and the smoke bomb, it is like a little small log that has sticks and things stuffed inside of it, and sealed with a little bit of wax. And as the thing goes down, it starts to, and this whole area fills with smoke, and the bees start to slow down, and your horses, you get a little bit further up the path. And why don't you roll Defy Danger
Yes, sir.
to see how well you can
have a little
see
light on?
in
The smoke.
the smoke.
5.
Okay, and do your clever. So So you're do your clever with that.
Oh, so 7.
7. Okay. So, it's slow going. The bees. You notice that the bees start to calm down. They're very calm. The ones around you, but you can still see the swarms on the outside of the smoke. The smoke hasn't got through.
We need to parlay with the horses.
Parlay with the horses. So, do you want to?
Parlay mean?
We'll tell you in a second.
Yeah, parlay means to talk. So, are you gonna try to get the horses to go faster?
Yeah.
Okay. How are you gonna do that?
I'd like to parlay with the horses.
Okay. So.
Convince them to go fast, and that they're okay.
Okay. So Iona wants to talk to the horses.
I'm not so great with animals, though.
Let's say that
I'm great with animals.
Iona. Let's have her defy danger using.
Hack and slash.
He does like his hack and slash.
Using quick, because there's a lot of interference going on, and Iona's got to kind of climb up to the front to kind of talk to the horses.
A 7.
A 7. Okay. Iona kind of gets up there, and she tells the horses, "It's okay, it's okay." Or what do you say to the horses?
I say, it's okay.
Great.
It's okay. You're horses. We can do this.
The wagon is rumbly and tumbly, and she kind of loses her balance a little bit and puts her hot hand on one of the horses.
Oh, sorry.
And the horse is like, and you see Plunk fall back, and he starts to a little bit more, and you start moving forward, but right into a whole bunch more bees. Oh no.
Burston, make the horses go faster.
I heard that bees hate lightning storm, and I could shock them or break them.
I would think shocking would probably be the thing. Well, okay. We'll do Thule, and then we'll do Burston, okay?
Would like to show others.
Okay, so roll.
Four and a 1.
A 4 and a 1. So that's a 5.
Yeah.
So you see Thule, and he gets his hammer, and he swirls it around in the air, and you see the sparks, and you can feel the hair on your pelt kind of rise up as the electrical charge goes. But Thule gets too excited, and he starts crisping some bees, and that makes these bees angry. So now he has 2 frenzied bees next to him, and they sting you and the white horse, each for 1 point of health.
All of us?
Just the horse and the thing, because it's on this side.
And
So-
me.
You and the horse. We'll get. It's okay, Burston. You want to keep your health, even if we're gonna eat the snacks anyways. We'll eat the snacks when we are finished. Okay. Okay. Just wait. So, unfortunately, one of your horses is ouchied. So.
Oh no.
And that was part of your quest, was to keep the horses from getting too many stings. So the white horse has suffered a lot of stings.
Can you heal?
Aid. Where's heal?
Oh, I can heal. I was
Um,
like, I thought I read it somewhere.
Burston, what are you doing? Now you have a bunch of frenzied bees on this side, and then you've got a bunch of normal bees on this side.
You can fearsome howl and scare the bees.
Now, you do,
Yeah. Fearsome howl.
you know Burston. You don't know bees all that well?
I do.
Well, you know them a little bit. You weren't as close as Iona to bees, but
My family liked to farm.
you do know animals.
bees.
You do know animals, and you do know their temperament, and you know that when creatures get
Bees are not animals.
really mad, according to the Norse world, they are.
Oh.
And these are not acting like normal bees because bees are very smart and creative, and these ones are getting a little angry on this side at least. You know that some bees, some animals, when they get so mad they can't see straight and they start making mistakes. So you've got some calm bees here from the smoke, and these ones seem to be pleasant. And then on this side, you've got these two bees who are angry because of Thule.
Feathers.
What did you want to do?
I think you should howl because you can frighten the hardiest of souls.
Okay, so you want to howl? Yeah. All right. So roll a defy danger with tough, because you're going to show them how tough you are.
Tough 11.
So roll.
Okay.
Okay. Can you tell me what you rolled?
5-1.
5 and a 1. Okay. So that's a 6, and you have a +0 tough. So what does a 6 mean?
Just 6.
It means that you get
Experience?
an experience. So you start to howl, and you go, ow!
Oh,
And a whole bunch of bees go in your mouth, and you're like, and they start stinging your tongue, and your tongue is all, it's big in your mouth. And I want you to remove 1 health.
Oh boy.
Oh no. And you
Yummy.
made these bees over here frenzied. So now you have 3 frenzied bees, and they sting the black horse. And so now each of the horses has 1 health removed, and they only have 4 health each. So we have to get all the way across to complete your goal. The calmer bees, you've kind of moved out of the way of the smoke, and the calmer bees, they seem to be a little bit less agitated and kind of more aware of what they're doing. And so these bees are forming, and they have, it looks like almost like a shape. They seem to be more in sync with each other.
Can I break their tails?
Right.
Are there any more smoke bombs?
There's no more smoke bombs in that bucket, but there's 3 other boxes.
I'd like to open a box.
You would like to open a box.
On your turn.
All
Swirling bottle, furs, snowshoes. I don't think this is a good box. Skis and whale oil. Is whale oil flammable?
Whale oil is flammable. It is what you use in lanterns and things like that. You know that if you were to light a barrel of whale oil, it would be bad for everybody. Is there anything else in there that you could think that could help against bees?
The snowshoes could be used as, I could put furs around the horses.
Right, because you notice that Burston's furs are protecting him.
Yes. I shall put furs around the horses.
All right.
And maybe slap them so they go faster.
Okay.
Yeah, and can you put some around me? Ouch! Like this.
Hey, everybody, furs.
All right, so Iona's trying to get the furs on. Let's roll Defy Danger to see if you can go back and up with the furs.
All right. I do not defy danger.
What did you roll?
Do I get my clever?
No, this is more of a physical So I would
okay.
say quick,
And
trying
which
to
I-
keep your balance.
Which I do not have. I rolled a 3.
You rolled a 3.
Do I
Okay.
fall off?
You get an experience.
Oh, thank you.
I hope I lose another health.
So, you see Iona. She grabs the furs and she's got them in her arms and she's trying to balance across the thing. But you see the calmer bees, they form into a shape and it almost looks like a hand. And it pushes her. And so Iona goes, ah! And she's dangling from
The
wagon, and she's about to fall off. So the furs drape over the thing of the wagon, but she's starting to fall. Burston, what do you do?
Help her. Help her.
Aid.
Aid.
All right. So why don't you roll aid with your quick, because you want to get there real quick before she falls.
Okay, roll high.
One,
Okay.
Not great.
6,
7. Good.
Okay,
Seven
and then
Plus 2.
what's
8,
7 plus?
9.
All right, so you rolled a 9. Okay, so what does aid say? Aid says when you attempt to aid someone, roll 2d6, and you can give them a +1 on a roll. So you grab her hand and start to pull her up, or
No, you also take a
you also take a consequence. So, so you're trying to pull her up, and I would almost say this is also defy danger. You succeed in pulling up Iona, but the furs fall into the road. And you run over the furs. So the furs are left behind.
Try another container.
I will.
Okay,
Because I have.
Hang on, whose turn is it?
we will let Thule open a container, and we will let Burston open a container. Okay, let's start with Thule first.
You can go ahead and open it and look at it if you want. Just don't read out the contents.
Lantern.
A mummified cat? What?
What the? Can I see? Modified cat. Modified cat.
Lard.
Lord.
Full. Fat.
Lard is.
Turn it
is
over and bang
fat.
it. Baby. There you go. That way you don't. Yeah.
Here, here, here.
There you go.
Okay, so you find oilcloth,
Oh.
lard, a mummified cat, and a lantern. Well, now you have a use for your whale oil over here, and you are well acquainted with lard because you know that in the cold you rub lard on your body and it protects you from the cold and also can protect you from any kind of bug bites and stuff like that. So you know that that's helpful.
Okay.
And then the oilcloth, the mummified cat kind of weirds you out a little bit. You're not really sure why that's there.
Well, what does it do?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Are you
Okay,
going to put the
wh-
fat on your
Why
body?
don't you roll spout lore to see if you know?
Is he using the... Are you using the lard just for yourself? Is there enough lard for all of us to put it on?
I would say probably 2 people or 1 horse. And it'll take a little time. What did you roll?
1 and a 4.
1 and a 4. Okay,
5.
so you got
So I
5.
gain experience?
Hang on a minute. Plus
You-
1 clever.
Well, this is smart because spout lore is smart, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're right, yeah.
Me in the
You,
hole.
so you try to think about what they would use a mummified cat for, and you have no idea. That's just weird. Burston, as you start to get the lard out, and you start to try to apply it, you, Burston,
I'm getting
you
more.
open, no, Thule got the lard. Burston, you opened your chest, what did you see in your chest? A dagger.
A dagger.
You got a bag of salt.
Oh my gosh.
You got large teeth. And a weirdly ornate box that has a knotted cord in it, and it seems very intricate for just being a random cord. So, Thule, who are you putting the lard on? Are you putting it on one of the horses or two people?
I don't want to do it.
You don't want to do lard. Okay, what are you doing right now? You grabbing the mummified cat. And what are you doing with the mummified cat?
Trying to scare the bees away.
Okay. So you try to scare the bees. Let's do.
What does mummified cat do?
So let's do defy danger. Roll and see what happens.
Be careful, please.
5 and a 1.
5 and a 1.
6.
So that's a 6. You thrust the mummified cat into the bees, and they don't care. They sting your hands. Ow, 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 ow. You take 1 point of damage.
What the?
Iona, what are you doing right
I'm
now?
gonna take the reins and just go, yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna try to get the things. Okay, let's
I helped her.
That's fine.
let's do another defy danger.
Me?
No, Iona. She's gonna try to storm through the bees. Okay, just we're going around trying to be fair with everybody.
But it goes like this.
No, that's not how we're doing it. We're doing it in the middle.
Do I use any of my clevers or anything like that?
Yeah, you can use your clever.
7.
7. Okay. And you get them to go faster, and you what do you how, are you just
I'm like, yeah. you know,
yeah, okay.
The way
so
the
you're
farmers
doing that,
do it.
and you're starting to get out of some of the worst of the angry bees, and you feel and the wagon is making some unfriendly noises, so you're a little concerned about
I'm
the
not sure
state
this
of the
wagon will last.
Okay, but you do get through the worst of the frenzied bees. So we will take away 1 frenzy bee. Burston, you have a dagger, a bag of salt, large teeth, and a mysterious knotted cord. Do you want to use one of those?
Would you like to spout lore? See what the cord is all about?
Teeth.
Or the bag of salt?
Large teeth.
Okay.
Large.
What are you doing with the large teeth?
Chomping the bees.
Okay, so you're gonna try to chomp the bees.
Yeah.
Let's do. I'm gonna call that a hack and slash. So let's roll
For hack and slash.
for hack and slash using your tough.
I'm like, ow. 5 and a 1. Oh.
5 and a 1. Okay.
6 plus.
6 plus your tough
And,
is a 0. So you get another experience.
It's okay.
Huh?
It's okay.
For experience.
Yeah, you get experience for failing.
Wow.
And I'm trying to wake longer.
Yeah, that's why you didn't get one for your
Got
partial
it.
success.
Now I get it. Okay.
I wanted to be pushed right here.
Just kind of like what Thule just did. You thrust the teeth at the bees and start trying to whack them with the teeth. And teeth aren't really a great weapon against bees. So you take a point of health gone. And you just made the bees angry. So they sting the black horse too. And so the black horse is now missing 2 health. Hey. So we still have some items.
I wanted to break their tail.
I think you should create more smoke. Why don't you put whale oil in the lantern?
Whale oil?
Or use the bells. Use the bell. Ring the bells like crazy.
Yeah. Don't do like. Seem like a good idea. Bells.
Okay, so you start ringing the bells.
Like crazy.
Like crazy. Okay, let's call that Defy Danger. So why don't you roll? And since you're just brute forcing those, you can add your tough to them.
1 and 1.
1 and 1. Okay, so that's a 4.
Gain experience.
So you gain an experience. You look like Animal. Ringing the bells, and you're like, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. And you start ringing it so hard that you accidentally go, and the bell just and flies way out into the field.
Ding
Do we have any bells left?
You are all out of bells.
Daddy,
So you let you
Daddy, do ding dong, ding dong.
Okay, so
Do animal.
no, you don't lose another hand.
Okay.
Ding dong, ding dong.
I have
Okay.
a question.
Yes.
What does the flora look like around this place? Are there nearby trees?
It's pretty.
Or
It's
just
just
patchy
plains.
weeds,
It's
okay.
yeah. You're noticing that it's fairly rocky.
I
as
could
you-
do that
as you
one.
work. So these are iron filings. I don't do anything. Why don't you do a discern realities?
All right.
Iona?
And the bees think
7.
I'm just animal.
7 and do it with your clever. Sorry.
Okay. 8. 9.
Hey, you.
I can choose one question.
Okay. Do you have a question about any of the items or things like that, or?
Yeah, I want to know what's in the swirling bottle. I want to know about this swirling bottle.
So the swirling bottle. Out of there, bub. The swirling bottle. As you grab it, it kind of gives off a little energy. It's almost like a mystical
Okay, a minute.
energy, and you feel like it might be magical. And as you you look over and you kind of out of the corner area, you also see that the knotted cord looks like it might be something fancy too, more than meets the eye.
Can I discern realities again?
To do, what are you trying to?
I think I want to open the swirling bottle
Okay.
near the knotted cord.
Okay, so you want to open the swirling bottle.
Yeah.
So, you see Iona, she starts peeling off the wax. And she opens the bottle. And
Ooh, fog. Fog is good. Fog is
fog
good. This will be good.
starts to spread out. And the bees get cold. And they kind of slow down a little bit.
Okay.
And you guys move a little bit further out, and the bees don't attack you right now at this moment. So you guys are getting close. You're almost out of the bees.
I think you should find out what this knotted rope is. Discern realities.
Discern reality.
Or you can spout lore.
Or you can spout lore.
4 and a 1.
4 and a 1
Do I gain experience?
plus your plus 1.
6.
Okay. So yes, you gain another experience.
Bull,
Um,
you should try and figure out this rope.
I
So-
should break the bees.
You should try and figure out the rope.
I don't know how to figure out the rope because I was in the far north.
well,
That doesn't mean you can't use your clever or
do
your
you
smarts.
want to break the rope?
No.
What would Thule Bone Crusher do with a knotted cord?
I would just chomp it
You would chomp it. Okay.
with my axe.
Okay, so try to chop it with your axe. Why don't you roll against tough?
2 tough. 3 and a 2.
3 and a 2. What's that?
5.
And
6.
then 5. 3 and 2 is 5.
7.
And then what's
6,
plus 2?
7. 6, 7.
Okay. All right, so you roll a 7. So, Iona says, Thule, check out the knotted cord. And Thule goes, okay. And he gets his hammer axe and whacks down on it, much to Iona's horror.
What are you doing?
And Iona watches as you cut off the first knot and it goes whoosh, and you feel this wind coming from the east whoosh, and it starts blowing you, and it's almost riding the horses off course, but they kind of struggle through. All the bees are pushed far away from you.
We should have started with the knot.
Oh, well, that was good.
And you keep riding, and you're free from the bees. Hooray! You did it! Good
yeah.
job. You completed the quest. And you keep riding, and the wind is still blowing, and it's like this terrible storm, but it's just this wind because you did the whole thing. And Iona,
I told you not to break it.
Iona, do a spout lore check.
9.
9. So, Iona, knowing kind of the weirdness and things, she realizes that the knots were specially tying in the wind and they were holding it. And so if you would unleash the knots individually, probably wouldn't have had such a potent wind. But you get free and you're riding, but the wind is so much, you are... and your wagon is broken and you are stuck. And at that moment, Plunk sits up. What's going on? And that's where we're going to end.
What? Can we eat our candy? All them?
Yes, you may.
All them?